Hey, what's up guys? I think this will be a good time to revisit and talk about Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection again. That's getting very close to release now, and Capcom Unity posted some updated features recently as well. So we first briefly talked about this back when it was first announced at Capcom Cup last year, which was, I would say, kind of overshadowed by the Arcade Edition announcement, at least it was for me. So if you guys haven't been keeping up with the news, it's basically this giant collection of all the core Street Fighter arcade titles from like the original Street Fighter 1, the 5 versions of Street Fighter 2, Alpha 1, 2, 3, Street Fighter 3, Second Impact, and Third Strike. So a ton of titles in one single package. Now, I'm sure to some of you guys this might not sound like that big of a deal, nothing to get really hype over, because, you know, a lot of these titles have been ported in the past to a lot of consoles and stuff, for sure. And there's obviously emulation as well, but the big deal about this in general is that Capcom claims that these are arcade perfect, or at least as close to arcade perfect as possible. In fact, they're using the original arcade ROMs for these titles. So these will be the base versions of each arcade game, so that means the original bugs, you know, glitches, balancing, and pretty much everything else that was there when these cabs first shipped out into the arcades will also remain in this collection. So that is a pretty big deal. So if you missed out on these games in the past, or you were too young or something, you didn't have your own arcade, and you want to experience it in its truest form, this will also make it very accessible to everyone as well, since it's releasing on a ton of different platforms. So the second big deal is that there will be online ranked casuals, lobbies, and even leaderboards as well, so there will be some multiplayer to it. Unfortunately not for every single title in this collection, but basically the final version of each Street Fighter. So the 4 titles that will have online play will be Street Fighter 2 Hyper Fighting, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Alpha 3, and Third Strike. Alright, so let's fast forward a bit and talk about that Capcom Unity post I mentioned. The big features that they're showing off in that post is training mode and versus mode. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. You're probably like, wait, what? Why is that even worth mentioning? Obviously, it would have training versus. Well, that's not true. Apparently, when this collection was first being made and it was about to launch, it wasn't going to have training mode in it. Because, you know, it's arcade perfect, so you literally go right into the game like an arcade cab when you start it up. So this would obviously be a huge concern for a lot of players that want to, you know, relearn the game or just learn the game in general. And there has been some criticism on that, so Capcom took the extra time to add these very must-have features for these titles, at least these days. On top of this, they have mentioned on versus mode it will allow you to choose the stage, and Capcom added some extra details by letting you know which character each stage they originated from. So it's just extra flavor to it. As for training mode, it's pretty much your bare bones training mode that you can expect with basic options such as, you know, show damage display, input display, and dummy controls, for example. Keep in mind, it seems that, you know, the way the blog was wording it on like which games will have training mode, it's not all of them. It seems that it'll only be available for the games that have the online modes only. So Hyper Fighting, you know, Super Turbo, Alpha 3, and Third Strike. But don't worry too much, there's still going to be a ton of features they're going to be adding to this collection to make things go more smoothly. Even though they were built on the original arcade ROMs, you can have basically quick access to certain modes in Alpha, for example, playing boss mode or dramatic battle, all the different features of these arcade cabs. If you pause it, you can see the entire move list of your character, and you can pause it. And it's not like a direct dry arcade port is what I'm saying. They will be adding, you know, certain options to these, even though they are arcade perfect. The game gives a ton of information as well, like all the in-game codes there are, like, you know, when you're on the character select screen, there's like hidden characters or something, hidden colors, basically a history lesson as well, basically a timeline of all the characters and titles, and even a gallery of old sketches, a music player, and concept illustrations. There's a lot of stuff here, so there's definitely a lot of content in this collection. You also have a bunch of options for the resolution scaling. You know, if you want that 4:3, there's a widescreen mode, there's ways to adjust the pixels, filtering, you know, there's even scan lines to make it look more authentic, like you're actually playing on a CRT, things like that. So there's a lot of stuff. So Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection will be released on May 29th at the end of this month. It will also be available for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PC, and even the Nintendo Switch, which I think has an added tournament mode to it as well. So no matter what platform you guys are on, you'll find something to your preference, which is really nice. So really accessible. Let me know if you guys are interested in picking this up. I'm going to pick it up myself. Give me some extra games to stream with. I haven't played a lot of them in a really long time, so that'd be cool. So guys, do me a solid. Please subscribe to the channel, and of course like the video, and let me know in the comments below. So till then guys, take care.